Today, we're going to be discussing my 4-step system I use to reverse diabetic neuropathy in type 2 diabetes patients. If you haven't heard of me before, my name is Dr. Jason Schumart. I've helped thousands of individuals over the years reverse type 2 diabetes, even become non-diabetic. Now, of these 4 steps, the 4th step is going to be the one you do not want to miss. It's going to be the last one we're going to go over because it's one that's going to tie it all together. So without further ado, let's go into the steps. Step number 1. What you want to do is you want to start with a 10 to 15 minutes warm Epsom salt bath. And the reason for this is because if you're new to using Epsom salts, they specifically will help remove toxins from your body. So specifically in the feet, oftentimes there's a lot of things that can be accumulated in the feet and can be really harmful to your nerves, that can be damaging the nerve cells and contributing to things like neuropathy. Remember, neuropathy can come in different forms as well. It can be things like tingling, burning, pain, cold sensations, and even numbness can be another type of neuropathy you can be experiencing. So Epsom salt baths is the first thing you want to be doing, making sure you're doing this every single day. So it's very simple, 10 to 15 minutes, warm water and a cup or so, half a cup of Epsom salts inside a bucket or whatever you want to use, a bowl, stick your feet in there, watch a TV show, 10 to 15 minutes should be plenty of time. Step number 2 is very important because it's going to help increase circulation to the feet. Oftentimes, lack of circulation, especially in type 2 diabetics, is very, very common to occur. So we want to increase circulation to the feet. One of the best ways that we can do this is by using a product called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide increases circulation specifically to the small vessels that oftentimes get clogged up when you have high sugars or other diabetic complications that occur. One of the best products that I have found on the market is a product called Neo 40. That's NEO-40. I recommend the professional grade. You can get it at multiple places throughout the country, inclusive of Amazon accounts. Very easy to find, and you want to be taking this every single day. The timing of the day is irrelevant, but you definitely want to take it every single day. It doesn't have to coincide with step 1, with the Epsom salt bath, but you definitely want to make sure this is part of your routine to make sure you're increasing circulation. Circulation is key to function, especially when you're dealing with neuropathy. It can be in your feet or your hands. And if it's your hands, by the way, going back to the Epsom salt situation, make sure you're putting your hands in there because it helps with detoxifying as well. So right now we have 2 steps that are going to help you reverse your diabetic neuropathy. Step number 1 is an Epsom salt bath, 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you prioritize that every single day. Do not miss it. And then also inclusive of using nitric oxide. I love the product Neo 40. That's NEO-40. Again, you can purchase that from online stores like Amazon. Professional grade is what I recommend. It's a higher quality of product, better option that's going to give you the results you're looking for. The third option that you want to be doing is you want to be stimulating your feet as well. Stimulation is going to be beneficial to increasing nerve activity. Oftentimes, the nerves start to get injured, the cells in the nerves are being damaged, and you start to lose proper function inside the nerves themselves. So by stimulating them, you can either use a vibration plate or some sort of a vibration platform. We do not recommend like the massagers. That's not what you want. You want a high frequency vibration, 5 to 10 minutes every single day, nightly. So the routine would look something like this, right? You would be taking your Neo 40, either maybe in the morning or in the evening time. Either one is totally fine. I usually recommend you increase it at the beginning, maybe for the first 30 days, taking 1 to 2 per day, and then eventually going to 1 per day is sufficient. Morning or evening is totally fine, either one. Now, the other routine with the Epsom salt bath and the vibration should coincide together. So you want to do a 10 to 15 minute warm Epsom salt bath first. After you do that, dry off your feet directly into the vibration plates. Doing the vibration plate for anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Again, this is a nightly routine. Now, if you want to learn more about how we've actually helped thousands of diabetics over the years, inclusive of ones that have diabetic neuropathy, make sure you click the link below and download my diabetic guide. This is going to help you with the right steps you need to be doing to help yourself through the process of reversing your diabetes, at least the initial steps. And if you're looking for more help, you can always reach out to us as well. Let's get to step number 4. Step number 4 will really tie the whole thing together, right? So let's go through all the steps again. Step number 1 is the Epsom salt bath. Step number 2 is the circulation, Neo 40. And the step number 3 is nerve stimulation. But step number 4, without step number 4, oftentimes these other 3 steps will only get you so far, right? So the first 3 steps will get you tremendous results. You'll start seeing a reduction in your neuropathy very quickly. With within about 30 to 45 days, what we typically see. But when you bring in step number 4, that's where all the magic starts to happen. You see, we have to really understand why neuropathy is actually occurring. And if you understand neuropathy, it makes things very clear. Many people would say, oh, it's because of my high sugars, it's because of lack of circulation, etc. And those things could be potentially contributing factors. But the reality is, as a reminder, our nerves, just like any other tissue inside of our body, are made from cells. And so as we know, as a type 2 diabetic, diabetes is a cellular disease, right? If I'm busting your bubble right now and your thoughts were it's a blood sugar issue, you were wrong. You were told wrong information, because elevated blood sugar is a symptom of diabetes, not a cause. Diabetes is truly a cellular disease. And I've talked about this in other videos, but just to be quickly on this, we have fuel, which is our sugar, right? We consume food. It converts to sugar inside of our body. That's our fuel source. And then it gets entered into our bloodstream. Once in our bloodstream, we release insulin from our pancreas, and the blood sugar and insulin combination come together and they move them out of the bloodstream into your cells. Every single cell inside your body, we have trillions of them, require sugar as a fuel source. If you don't have enough sugar get into your cells, those cells start to die, they start to become problematic and can turn into disease processes. And that's what diabetes does, because when you have enough of your cells that are damaged and they can no longer accept the sugar, those cells become sicker and sicker and sicker, and they start to proliferate. So maybe initially it's only 1% of your cells, then it's 10, 15, 20. Eventually get to a certain point when enough or a certain percentage of your cells are damaged that you get a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. Well, guess what? Your nerve cells are no different. They require sugar. So if the same problems that are causing cellular damage elsewhere are impacting your nerve cells, then what's going to happen? You're going to start to have nerve cells that are damaged. And when enough nerve cells are damaged, what sort of symptom are you expecting to receive? Well, you're going to see things like numbness, tingling, burning, etc. And as things progressively get worse, that gets worse over time as well. So maybe initially you may have some tingling or numbness going on. You're thinking it's not that big of a deal. Then it gets a little worse. Then it gets a little worse. And what's the worst case scenario that can happen? An amputation, right? It's very common with type 2 diabetics to have a toe amputated, the foot, even legs. And I've asked thousands of people over the years of individuals who've had some sort of amputations. They've all said the same thing. The first symptom they experienced was the numbness and tingling. So don't take numbness and tingling as a, not that big of a deal situation, because it will progressively get worse, because we know diabetes is a progressive disease process. So back to the situation at hand. If we understand that nerves cells can also become damaged and can be contributing factor to our progression of our diabetes, then we have to understand what is causing our nerve cells to be damaged. And this is the root of everything, because once you understand what is causing your cellular disease, and it can be nerve cells, kidney cells, brain cells, eye cells, whatever cells we're dealing with here, but let's just stick with the nerve cells since we're talking about diabetic neuropathy today. If you understand what that causes, and I'll give you a little hint. In our office, the majority of the individuals that we see specifically have anywhere between 10 and 17 different problems that they're dealing with that are contributing to their cellular disease. So once you understand that and you start fixing all those problems and you start removing these problems one by one by one by one, then eventually what happens to your cells? They start healing. And what happens to your nerve cells? They start healing. So when you bring in these support mechanisms to fix your cells, to first understand what's causing those cellular damage and then to fix them, and then you bring in the rest of the steps that I mentioned, the Epsom salt bath, the Neo 40 for the circulation benefits, and the nerve stimulation with the vibration plates, and you fix the cells, that's how you reverse diabetic neuropathy. And we see this happening all the time. We rarely see anybody fail. And if you would like to learn more about what we do and how we help individuals, make sure you watch this next video here. It's going to go into more depth about how we help individuals and what we do specifically to help them get better and reverse their diabetes and become non-diabetic.